Hey folks, Papa Top 912 here, coming at you with another recipe here today. And the recipe that I'm going to go over with you today is called Sweet and Spicy Crab House Shrimp. This is a quick recipe, and it's really good if you want to have something different versus just regular old peel and eat shrimp, or if you want to put some shrimp in some dishes that you're cooking, but you want to spice them up a little bit. Try this recipe, and I promise you, you're going to like it. You can see it's minimal ingredients. All you have is some shrimp, a little Texas Pete hot sauce, or whatever hot sauce you prefer, and then some tomato ketchup. What you're going to do, you're just going to mix the ketchup and the hot sauce, and that's going to give you the sweet, spicy blend in a pot. And then once you get that blend correct, you just put the shrimp in. You can get them up to a low simmer, get the shrimp cooked, and then you just take them off the flame, put them in like an airtight container, and let them seal the container off, and just let them marinate and absorb all of that flavor. So I'm going to take this over to the stove now and show you what my portions are to get this thing tasting about right. And then once we put the shrimp in, then I'll take them off. I'll show you how I put them in an airtight container, and then I'll show you the finished product after I let them sit and just marinate in the refrigerator. So I'm going to move over to the stove now. Alright guys, welcome back. We made it over to the stove here. You can see I have this pot. It's just got a little smidge of water in it. It's just enough to keep the ketchup from kind of burning before it can get everything mixed together. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put some ketchup in this pot. And you're pretty much going to use about a quarter to a third of the bottle. And then we're going to take this hot sauce and use about a fourth a bottle of hot sauce. Alright. Now if you want to, you can also put some like red pepper flakes in this if you want to as well. You can hear I got that pot going. So it's just going and going. Got the fire on. And what you're trying to make is kind of not necessarily a paste, but you want it to be relatively thick. So not very watery. That's why I didn't put much water in there at all. So all that ketchup, you can still see a little bit. It's still cold, but you can see it kind of lumped up in there a little bit. But the warmer it gets, the more it's gonna just lay out. But once you get that blended in, you taste it, and again, it's called sweet and spicy. So you get that blend of the sweetness in the ketchup and the spicy from the hot sauce. Like I said, if you want to make it a little hotter, you can put some red pepper flakes or cayenne pepper in there, whatever. But this is just what I use because I don't like anything too spicy. But now that I got that ketchup in there, I need to turn that flame down. You can see it kind of bubbling up on the edge. You don't want it to burn or anything like that. So I'm going to give this a little taste. And yep, that's it. That is it. Taste the ketchup on the front end. And it goes right into the hot spiciness of the hot sauce. So we're going to take it. We're just going to put these shrimp in there. And if you want to have enough to cover the shrimp, and if you don't, you can add a little more, you add a little bit of water, or you can just add a little more ketchup. But at this point right here, I would just add a little bit of water to it if I wanted to, but they're pretty much getting covered in there. So that's enough. So I'm going to leave this on a low simmer and just to cook those shrimp. And then once they're cooked, I'm going to take it off the flame and put it in the refrigerator in an airtight container. So that's where we are there. So once they get done cooking, I'll show you what they look like and how we package them up for the container. Alright guys, so if you can see in here now, the shrimp are boiling. I have them on a low temp, but they have come up to boil now. You can see that that liquid, where it was thick, is nice and fluidy now. But that will thicken up later once it cools off. But these shrimp have been boiling for about 10 minutes in this solution, and I can say that they are done. You can see they got a nice little coating on them. So we're going to take those out now and go ahead and put them in the airtight container. And then later this evening, after they've marinated, I like to let them sit in there and marinate for probably like, 6-8 hours even. So just early morning right now. So these will be nice and good when I get home from work today. I'm going to go ahead and put them in an airtight container, show you what that looks like. And that'll pretty much be the end of this video. Alright, y'all. So there they are right there. I didn't have to waste any of the fluids. I just put them in that container, just poured them in. I just pressed them down evenly, trying to get a good coverage. Got a few tops that's hanging out a little bit, but that's not going to matter too much. It's still hot now, so it's not going to stay on there, but I'm just going to show you what I do. I put that lid on like that, and then I'll press it down to get all that air out, and then seal it. So see now, all those shrimp that were on the top, they have coverage all the way over them now. But this is going to steam up a little bit, so I won't break the seal because it's going to pop off. So I'm going to let those cool probably about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to seal them off, and then just let them cool, sit on the counter for a little while, let it get a little cooler, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator. But that's the end of it right there. You can see what it looks like one more time. Sweet and spicy Crab House shrimp. Give it a try and let me know what you think. Papa Top 912 signing off.